Darling, Head of Solution Consulting at AgentSync. I've been with the company since about September. We're an amazing startup going into our next phase. We obviously provide, onboarding and compliance solutions to carriers out in the industry, agencies as well, and MGAs. Really work with the entirety of anybody that has a specific distribution channel within the industry to really aid in their onboarding and compliance solutions. We are trying to solve the problem of outdated legacy technology that's really causing a lot of pain to carriers, agencies, MGAs in the industry. They're not able to keep up with the pace of change, not able to have the proper compliance that they should within their organizations, and it's causing a lot of issues. We are in a space now, of course, where we're finally bringing youth into the industry, and they are fully expecting ways to be onboarded and have a relationship with their carriers, MGA, or the agency itself that are, digital experiences. And a lot of carriers can't offer that digital experience. They're still doing things very manually on spreadsheets, on paper, through PDF fillable forms. And we're really looking to digitize that experience and allow a faster onboarding process. And through our integration to NIPR, it really does allow us to automate and integrate in a way that's making it seamless for carriers to really manage their compliance in a really amazing way. Out in the industry, of course, what all of those specific, facets of the industry are trying to do, of course, is get their products out to market. AgentSync is really enabling the capacity to onboard faster, get people ready to sell faster, so that producers can inevitably get their policies out to their policy holders because they have the ability to now to write business with those carriers. Of course, MGAs fit into that because of the broker side of the business, and we have the facilitation to really work with each one of those organizations so that they can get those individuals that are selling their products onboarded more quickly and make sure that they are compliant and meeting the needs of the regulatory bodies state by state. Sometimes when we talk to carriers or MGAs out in the industry, they're like, well, we've never been fined, so it's okay by a regulatory body. What's the big deal? The big deal is it's those that have been fined, of course, then they face excessive, lawyer fees. They can, ruin brand reputation. Several things can happen when you're talking about the risk of compliance, which means that there can be downtime in their business. There's a lot of issues with that, and I would say that, compliance risk is one of the things that we heavily focus on and we talk about. We've even come up with a facet of really how to engage our customers in the ability to show them, where their compliance sits in the landscape and how they score against, those that are more compliant in the industry. So we're really showcasing that to show them the risks that they have at hand and talking about, the risks to their reputation, being able to sell business, how people foresee them, and of course, inevitably the fines that could be attributed based on those risks. Absolutely. So our core focus, of course, is the digital onboarding experience. Making sure that we make it seamless and very simple to onboard new producers. In the situation where we're dealing with agencies, of course, it's more about onboarding that new producer and making sure they have the appropriate licenses and doing those validations. So it's really creating that digital experience. We're also, of course, providing incredibly powerful data and analytics to these carriers across the industry and to the agencies, MGAs as well, so they can really understand who their distribution channel is and have the data and the analytics to make really amazing business decisions across their organization to really drive that growth, efficiency, all of those things. And from automation perspective, we find that many are still, like I said, doing manual processes, whether that be they're sending out a PDF that has to be downloaded, scanned, emailed back, whether they're capturing details about their distribution channels in Excel spreadsheets. We're finding those manual processes still all over the place. I've worked in the industry for 25 years, and I feel like, in those 25 years, I haven't seen those processes change as much. And so we're definitely tackling those issues by having the ability to automate the majority of what those people are doing on a daily basis. And it's really empowering them to focus on things like growth rather than focusing on the process that they have to do every single day. It's pretty amazing when you do a time cost analysis, look at those teams and really understand what they're doing on a daily basis and how you can improve what they're doing so they can focus on the things they want to focus on. Yeah, I would say, it's definitely, regulatory bodies are changing their rules all the time. It is really hard for carriers to keep up. It can even be a simple change as, they go from having their own license structure to now they're going to the NPN model with an IPR. And it's really hard for them to keep up with those changes. They have outdated legacy technology that doesn't allow them to do that. And those regulatory bodies are changing those rules and what they're doing every single day. As far as innovation, many of them are starting to transact more electronically, of course, rather than, again, through their various websites. They're enlisting the power of, an IPR or other vendors in the space to be able to, provide, again, a seamless experience for the regulatory information and what they have the capacity to do. And I would say, the biggest pain that we definitely see from a carrier's perspective is the ability to keep up, again, with all those regulatory changes that they're making. And the innovation that the state by states are going through to really, adhere the business rules and make sure that their consumers are protected. As far as how I see it impacting customers, I definitely think that from a customer perspective, the innovations that are happening at those regulatory bodies are really for their protection. So a lot of the rules that we see going into place are to streamline, the regulatory information and the things that are happening in the industry so that myself as an insurance consumer are protected by those regulatory bodies. So it's definitely impacting me, and I want to know that the carriers that I'm working with or the agents that I'm working with are adhering to all of those rules that are being changed, because I know they're inevitably done to protect me. We are constantly innovating. We truly believe that our platform experience is one of the strongest in the industry, from an onboarding compliance perspective and the ongoing maintenance of every single agent. We are heavily focused on that area and want to make sure that we're innovating in those areas, of course. We are definitely a best of solutions when it comes to compliance, onboarding, and maintenance of the distribution channel. And we really truly believe that that should continue to be our focus. We are definitely working with some really key vendors in the space and some really amazing partnerships that are also best in solutions. And so as we keep plugging along, we're really looking to be able to go to our customers, showcase to them how they can future-proof their technology through our platform, and then bringing others to the table alongside with us that do the exact same thing. Really provide the most amazing solutions that they can focus on the problems that carrier is trying to solve.